Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine. And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
I often talk, Rob, about the fact that things pop into my head right before we go on to air.
They always
It just
have.
happened.
Yeah.
As you were playing that and you said it's a podcast, I said, well, we still have one radio affiliate left, do we not?
Right.
Did you?
Yeah, we
and
do.
And I know that you were reaching out to the beloved elder statesman, Mr. Steve Bridges,
Yes.
who runs this program, to the best of my knowledge, still on KHTK, the mighty AM 1630 in well, it's not Coralville. It's Iowa City, Iowa.
Iowa City, Iowa, yeah, where the university is.
Well, and also with the Hawkeye women
Yes,
recently
Caitlin
being
Clark.
in the news with the NCAAs. And and speaking of NCAAs, congratulations to, the only time I mention them is if they win a national championship.
Yes.
Congratulations to my Yukon Huskies.
Oh, you're such a bandwagon.
Phenomenal game. Back and forth at the beginning.
Yeah,
Back
listen
and forth
carefully.
At the beginning.
I know you were at the game.
Yes.
And you took a red eye to get back. I can almost hear you in this clip.
It is a Yukon coronation. The Huskies make history. Back-to-back national champions. Number one lives up to the billing. They defeat Purdue 75-60. They've done it again.
Yeah, I think you were yelling in your Jeff Goldblum voice, weren't you? That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal athletic competition. What a beautiful back and forth, back and forth.
Was there plenty of
they go.
hustle
On the hardboard? That's what they call it. It's a floor, wooden, but they went back and forth. And
Jeff, is it true that UConn?
In fact, Jeff could give you a complete update of the game if you wanted.
I would like, because Jeff, who wanted it more?
Hard to determine at the beginning. Hard to realize that you had, one team in dark clothing, the other in light.
As is the case.
A special competition, national championship. Very difficult to take on the Boilermakers of Purdue because they had a legitimate, I was watching closely, they had a legitimate giant. They had a legitimate giant on their team. It was
when you were watching the
spectacular to
game,
watch.
were you
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum or were you Brundlefly?
Brundlefly, is that from the fly? Is
That
what it
is. That's
Yes.
you could fly around and get all the views if you
Brundlefly.
wanted.
I vomited on my food, dissolved it. I had some nachos that I barfed on and ate them in liquid form. But what a contest
Yes.
between two powerhouses. Unfortunately for the Purdue Boilermakers, one powerhouse has to win.
That's
And
true.
it was the Yukon Huskies, lovely team named after a lovely dog. It just speed, passing,
Hustle.
overall exterior shooting. Is that what they call it?
I don't
I'm not a basketball fan. Shooting from the perimeter, the three-pointers.
Yeah,
as
were
it
they sinking some sick threes?
Sick threes. They were sinking sick threes. The Yukon Huskies. Mike O'Mara had two boxes in the pool. Not sure at all whether he won or not because he left before they started watching the game.
One more
There you
question before we turn you loose, Jeff.
I'm here to please. You can, proven by the Boilermakers, you can go all the way, get to the championship with one skilled big man.
Yeah.
There.
Does Gina like basketball?
Gina Davis?
Yes, your ex-wife.
Am I still married to her?
No, you're not.
No.
She
why are
left you and
asking a
became
question?
you left her and she became an archery expert.
Archery expert, incredible with that bow. Unfortunately, I'm no longer her bow. So that doesn't work. All right, enough. Good game.
Yes.
But they really did. Purdue had a giant that was scoring almost exclusively for them, and then
And
UConn
it has
busted
nothing
it
to
wide
do.
open.
It has nothing to do with the chicken guy, right? Did he? Frank Purdue doesn't have anything to do with the university, does
No, this is a legendary university in the heart of the
just
country,
checking.
in Indiana.
he? Okay.
I believe my ex-wife's new husband attended Purdue, and I bumped into a lot of people. There are a lot of Midwesterners in this part of Florida,
Sure, why
that
not?
are Purdue fans, and that,
Yeah.
in no small part, is the reason I kind of dug the Huskies. But back to back, whatever. There it is.
Yeah, Robert picked them from when the bracket was new. He picked them.
Well, that's not a real stretch. They were the favorites.
Well, he still picked them. Did
Yeah,
more
but I
than
mean,
I did.
I'm out of my depth when it comes to talking about
Right.
college basketball. I really don't know. I don't know enough about it. I should. I will tell you that my knowledge.
My pick did not go Villa. I picked Strayer.
I had my money, as always, on the University of Phoenix.
Yes, but they play on the internet, don't they?
And then Manchester, Connecticut Community College.
Oh, it's both great.
Where I believe I got my driver's license in 1977.
Oh,
that's
great.
a long, long time ago.
Good for you.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. When I got home last evening, major golf tournament yesterday. They call it Men's Day.
Oh, my God, it's Masters Week, right?
It's Masters Week. It had nothing to do with it. It was more centered around the Final Four and the National Championship. They did this. They have a Men's Day for the College National Championship in football, and they have a Men's Day for the National Championship in basketball. And you can put $10 on a square, and I have no idea whether my squares paid off, but I did win the raffle. And I didn't win based on my golfing prowess. I won based on a name taken out of a hat,
Was
which
it
was
a cake?
thrilling to me.
What did you win, like a cake?
No, in cash.
Oh, it was like a real raffle.
Yeah, it was great. I was
that's awesome.
completely surprised. And then yesterday morning at Happy Valley, someone had scored a hole-in-one, which meant there's a hole-in-one fund at Happy Valley where everybody gets a drink for free. So as soon as I came off the golf course, I scurried in and had my my number one hole-in-one drink, which I've had. We have lots of members down there, so we get a lot of hole-in-ones, and I had my number one hole-in-one drink.
What was your drink?
A golden margarita.
Very nice. Very
nice.
And
it's a.
Is it a popular offering down there?
It is the most popular offering. Because you see a lot of them. I said, "What's that?" And I see everybody, and they're expensive. So
what's
that's why,
that?
What's that? And it just immediately, and then because I was with friends, I ended up having two, and then I went home and fell asleep. That's
now,
how it
if
worked.
Someone was a member there that wasn't a drinker, like say me, if there was a hole-in-one, could I get like a steak sandwich, or is it just a drink?
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
See,
work
this is
that
why
way.
I don't golf.
But I mean, the steak sandwich is far more expensive than a drink.
Even a golden margarita, that sounds pretty top tier.
But you don't golf because you don't like sports of any kind. And have you ever tried golf? Have you ever gone out to a driving range?
I've done a driving range, but that would have to have been like.
Did you do it? Didn't I give you golf clubs years ago?
Still, Mike, it's so funny you would bring it up because my son Robert golfed for the first time yesterday.
Did he use the clubs?
No, but he went because it was impromptu, and it was in West Virginia where he goes to school. He did a scramble.
You mean impromptu?
No, I mean impromptu. It's more fun.
Well, you studied French. I studied Spanish.
Yeah, so. Impromptu is more
impromptu.
Impromptu.
I'm having an impromptu change in the show this week. Bonjour.
Hello.
Bonjour.
So he did a scramble yesterday. Or also you go Dominica, Nika,
name the artist that I was just impersonating.
You were doing Edith Piaf.
Pilaf?
Piaf. P-I-A-F.
Oh, pilaf is the rice dish.
Yeah, or what happens when you get a sunburned face.
So you still have the golf clubs that I gave
and so
you.
he did a scramble yesterday, had a good time. I didn't get any scores or anything from him, but I said, I've got a beautiful set of Hogan irons. Would you like them? And I'm waiting to hear back. But I still have them in the garage.
I would do this because those are so old.
Yeah.
And
how old
they are
they?
so rare. They are so old. Well, they have bamboo shafts.
Yeah.
No.
I only play with wooden clubs.
Bamboo shafts are known to be elderly golf clubs. I would, and I know you like to turn a buck in any way you can. You should check the eBay or
the
whatever.
aftermarket value on them.
You should check the aftermarket because I would imagine they're fairly pristine. right?
They're exactly as you gave them to me.
That's not the question. Are they in good shape? I don't know what condition they were in when I gave them to you.
As I recall, they're very good, and I
Certainly
have them,
not overplayed. Right?
No. Well, not since I got them. They've been in a bag, and they've lived in 4 places without.
Do you
being
think
used.
they're close to 30 years old? I would think.
Well, they were 30 years old when you gave them to me.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they. Well, I mean, they were old. It's been 30 years. I misspoke there. I got them 30 years ago, so there had to have been.
They are Hogan Edges.
Do you want me to go grab them? They're 10 seconds away.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, be right back.
I think the clubs that I gave Rob were Hogan Edges, and I know that this is back when I know that I got these clubs back in my 20s when I was first starting out playing golf, and then when I got into it, I decided to get a new set of sticks, and I was at that time in my life, I was excited about golf and excited to have everybody I knew play golf. And so I gave the set of Hogan Edges to Rob. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to look up the Hogan Edges and see. We're gonna get a value because I think they're very valuable. Now you can't zoom in. You're just gonna have to stick it towards the camera.
Yeah, I will. And you know what? It's a nicer golf bag than I thought. I don't know where I got that.
You think I gave you that too?
I don't. Because I remember, it's hard to move a handful of wedges. They don't hold together well. You can't like rubber band them
That's
together.
why they have separate compartments. God, you're just such a non-sports person.
Mike, it's
yes.
what I am. I can't
I
help
know.
it.
I
All
know.
right. Okay, let's say I pull out this 3 wedge.
And now stick it towards the camera. Let me see. That's Hogan, and that's does it say Edge on it, Rob? I'm trying to see.
It does. See at the top there?
It's a little. They're a little. They've been used. They've obviously been used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to see right now if I can get that. All right. I don't want to choose a template. I want to. God damn it! Come on. I'm just looking it up right now.
Yes. They're forged. It says Hogan forged. So that doesn't mean they're fake, right?
No.
No.
It doesn't. All right. Value Hogan Edges. Here we
Hey,
go.
I also have a cane in here. This might come in handy.
I think I found them.
How much?
I found the ones. It says forged on the club, right?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
And there's
Oh,
1, 2, 3,
they're not worth.
4,
They're
5,
not worth
6,
anything.
7, 8.
Ben Hogan Edge forged 3 through pitching wedge.
Yeah.
Iron set $199.
That's $200 that I don't have already.
Yeah, but I really thought that they might be with vintage, but
Yeah.
they're not that old. But
Well, so I think they'd be a good starter club for Robert.
I think they would be. I mean, I think they're still fine. They're decent.
I have a
they're
1,
just
3,
fine.
and 5 woods too. I
You
don't know
do?
where they'll come from. Yeah.
What? Let me
And-
see those. I think I gave you those too. Let me see. Are those Big Berthas?
Let's see.
What's it say on
It
them?
says You know what? This is sad. I have to get my readers. Hold on.
I thought you're wearing readers.
No, those are my general.
Are those
glasses.
stage glasses that you're wearing?
No. Those are for medium distance.
Okay. All right. What's
Professional model, oil hardened.
it say? Those are real. That's real wood.
Yeah, made in the USA.
Oh, that must have been from another family member.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
those are
go.
ancient.
Yeah.
Those are. What's it say on the bottom? What's the brand?
On the bottom it says "Victory in Europe."
Shut up. Shut up. What is the brand?
I honestly don't see a brand.
It doesn't have a brand. Do you have another wood
Yeah, I do.
in there?
I do. Hold on.
Does it have a 3 or a 1 on it, like a driver or a 3 wood?
That was a 3.
All right. What is this one?
This is a personal model, oil hardened. This is from the same set.
Is it?
It's a
Are you sure
wood.
personal or is it persimmon?
Personal. PERSONAL model.
I have
5
no
wood.
idea. Those you must have gotten those from your father.
Yeah, well, no, it would probably Big Daddy.
Okay, all right. So they're really, really
and it's
old.
put together with a. This is great. I've never seen this, Mike. It has a Phillips head screw in it.
That value that might be on
Most-
some level, but I doubt it.
No,
you know?
okay.
I mean,
Let's
that's
see what
it.
the driver is.
Right now, I'm just trying to rearrange everything here. There we go.
You know what?
All
These
right.
are all matched. They're all the same, and they're all old.
What the irons?
Well, no, the woods are matched and the irons are matched.
Yeah, well, the woods are antiquated. There's technology you need to know if you're going to get out there. So, anyhow, great to have you with us, and we are very, very thrilled. Yesterday, when I got home, I have to mention, Robb hated the Eclipse.
Oh.
You probably didn't prepare for it. You probably didn't have the specialty glasses. And
No.
I'm here to tell you that at Happy Valley, that's when I was there. I was outside in the middle, and the one of the pros at Happy Valley was playing with the group in back of us, and he rolls up on us and whips out his little cardboard Eclipse glasses.
Yes.
And as soon as we all put them on, and we all got our look at that point, probably 1/3 of the sun was obscured, and it was super cool to see. And the light out there, my father used to call it lemon light, when you would get lemon light where there would be just the sun would be going down.
Yeah.
What's that? What did I hear?
That's a song by U2. Lemon.
And then the lemon light was showed that the eclipse. So, I mean, it was something to see. I was really glad we had those glasses because I wasn't even thinking about it. And then to get a look at the obscured sun, you can't see it with the naked eye. Unless you're very powerful.
Well, you got to stare
up
at the sun like an idiot. So I saw that, and by the way, my good news for you is that the next eclipse in like 21 years, you're going to be in that zone of totality in Orlando. So it's just a short trip for you to see it 100%.
Well, but you'll have to tip the wheelchair back as far as that goes.
Pull
me up. Push me up.
The sand feels warm in the urine.
Yes. Yeah. 20, how many years till the next one?
I think it's 21.
20. Wasn't it 7 years ago that we had the last
2017, yeah. And I did put on glasses for that.
All right,
I did.
So you didn't today. Why were you bitching about the eclipse?
Because we were in what was supposed to be, depending on the source you went to, from 89 to 93% coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, well, if that's going to happen, I don't need to stare up and see it covered. I'll see it get dark. And so, I'm
think
thinking
that's the mistake most people make.
And it was a mistake, but you know what? No one explained that it was a mistake. They kept talking about
have the movie
all this
version.
coverage.
You have the movie version of the eclipse in your head, where you believe it's going to be like Apocalypto,
yes,
where suddenly it gets dark and everybody gets panicked. I don't know what part of the United States or the world really gets pitch black. I think you're talking about obscuring the sun, but
Buffalo
even with
got very dark. What was it? Parts of Texas got very dark. I seen video of it where it did get dark. But for me, Mike, there was a little bit of lemon light, almost like. Do you know what it's like when the skies are tornadic and the light changes? Right. There was a little bit of that, but no more than like when a cloud went over the sun.
Why were you so angry and resentful about it, though? Because
no one told you
it was no one told you it was going to be dark.
Everyone told me the sun would be 90% covered. Doesn't that mean to you that it's going to get dark
in your area?
Yes, under my zip code. So
did it get dark at all?
To the point of where I felt it was getting dark. I was walking the dogs, and there was some people. We have a little veranda in a common area at my home, and there was some people smoking.
It's where you lead that band every Saturday night.
That's right.
With your candy striper jacket.
My flat straw boater hat.
There you go. Now I've turned it into a barbershop quartet.
Well, we do that.
5'2", eyes of blue. You know what those 5 feet could do.
But there were some people out there with their glasses smoking cigarettes. So I didn't want to be a part of that. I don't know. That just was, they were hanging. So I said, you know what?
Older people, younger people smoking?
I'd say 22 years old.
Oh, so young thugs.
Yeah, pretty
Toughs.
much. Yeah, toughs in the gang in my neighborhood. So it started to get a little bit dark, and I said, you know what? I took the dogs back, and what I did is this. I said, I'm ready for this. I put the TV on, Channel 4, because they were doing live coverage of it.
Yeah.
And I opened my back door behind me, and I sat on my patio, and that way I didn't have to see the sun because I was under the deck, and I could wait for it to get dark. And I waited.
Yourself.
What's that? And pleasure myself.
Yourself.
Exactly. A lot of people said it was a special moment.
Okay.
And
you're excited.
that's
it was a ritual. Really,
it was.
A Mayan ritual that you're supposed to do that when you're watching the eclipse.
Mayan and urine and everybody. So I was doing it, and not doing that, but waiting. And I said, I wonder when this thing's going to happen. And I pull out my phone and I look, and it's 3:31. It's over.
And you were angry.
I was angry. I came in, and there's people on TV crying, and they're saying, oh, my God, it got 4 degrees cooler, and the fish were jumping because the bugs were confused, and dogs were running into circles, and I don't know, and it was so special. And then there's...
I didn't get any of that because I didn't watch TV during this.
Oh, and then they got, and also, and I said this
I'm
on
not
Facebook,
homebound like you.
Mike,
I'm not a shut-in.
There were several, and Mike, thank God they still carry masks for me.
That is a really nice term, isn't it? Shut-ins.
So I came in, and I wasn't all the way mad yet. And then I started seeing, it's one of those situations like a snowstorm where they put anybody on TV. Anybody.
Are you watching national TV or local TV?
It was local coverage with some national tie-ins.
Okay.
But most of their stuff was a guy that looked like Pee Wee Herman, a handsome Pee Wee Herman, down on the National Mall talking to people. And he says, I know you're a local.
Goodbye, Mr. Son.
He said, I know you're a local because you sat on a bench. She said, I just want to sit on a bench. She said, did you see the eclipse? She says, yes, I did. How was it? It was something you don't see very often. Okay, let's go back to the studio.
Wow. So you expected more darkness.
I wanted more darkness, and I wanted, the amount of hype leading up to it made me think that, you know what? They cheated us. They did.
No. If you'd had the cheapo glasses,
I did it
couldn't you get
last
those
time
anywhere? Couldn't you pick those up anywhere for free? Right?
I bought mine at tmosstore.com.
We had a whole selection, and we've got a lot of inventory left over.
Yeah, and they're going cheap today.
We really do.
How's
the new product development that we cannot mention on tmosstore.com?
It's moving along. It's moving along.
You know what part I'm most excited about? And
what?
I'm not giving anything away by saying this. The thing I'm most excited about is your daughter's involvement in it.
Oh,
I'm
me too.
Super
too.
jacked about that.
But
really
also, it is something I hold near and dear, as you know, and so I'm going to get several samples to make sure the quality is up to par.
Okay.
And I'm only going to test them during a full solar eclipse.
So you hated it?
You
would not have hated it if you had had the glasses and you were able to look up and see.
I don't know, because I had the glasses in 2017, and I had a good view down at the Eastern Shore, and I was underwhelmed by that.
Okay.
So that was enough to make me not want to do the glasses, but the increased involvement, I thought this might be something. But, Mike, we've been hearing about this for 3 weeks, and now I don't need crying weathermen. That's not what I need.
I think that the last time, 7 years ago, I was on 95, as I mentioned, and we were in a horrific traffic jam based on people who were driving to, what do you call it, the zone of totality? And they were driving to be in the optimal spot, which I believe may have been near the coast of the Carolinas somewhere. I'm not sure.
That sounds about right,
remember.
because we got some good coverage. I mean, it was a pretty good amount of coverage in the Eastern Shore, so that would be in that region.
And it really was, I was pissed off because this hype machine that they have, like anything like that, results in people going a little crazy. And it's just...
And they blame it on that. And guess what? You can't blame it on that. It's you, because you're an asshole.
You mean the people driving to it?
Yes, absolutely.
No, I don't want to go that far. It's not that, but it's just we are the victims of the hype machine, and I equate people driving to the eclipse with the same way they drive to the big event or the crowd scene. There is a certain type when you go to anything that is nationally known, whether it's a sporting event, whether it's a concert, whether it's the inauguration of a president, where you've got
by boat.
By boat. Jimmy and I went by boat. Wonderful day. Chilly. A little chilly. And crowd
Lovely,
management.
really.
You know, I did one. My experiences, I've been to a Masters golf tournament, which was provided by our wonderful listeners, which was just the absolute best because they controlled the crowds and made them behave. And I've been to a
Assault rifles, right, down at Augusta? Is that how they control the crowds?
No, they throw you out if you say anything.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
If you're on a tee and you go, "You the man," you're gone. Security. They'll throw your ass right out. No waiting. Bam. Get out of here. But getting back to the whole thing with the main event, there are people who are true, passionate
nerds,
astrology fans. There are people that they're dorks that love it, and then there are the people that are just there because they want to say they were there. They're the looky-loos that just
Mike,
you're
actually,
buy into the hype.
You're echoing what I'm saying, because for 3 weeks, all news has been building this up to be whatever they've built it up to be. A bigger deal. I feel a bigger deal than it actually is. And then you to put your nerds aside, you get the people that are so excited to be there. And then when they start being called out on being as excited as they are, they say, well, it must be the eclipse because everything is shifting and it's going to be
strange. Yeah, but you're such a cynic that, if you had the glasses and you're on your back deck and you're looking up with the glasses at the sun and you saw the obscured, it's a cool thing to look at. It ultimately is a cool thing to look at. What you wanted, and incorrectly, and I get this, you wanted
darkness.
Total darkness to happen.
For,
and that to me
for like 25, 30 minutes.
Where it's just dark.
And darker than at night.
When you saw the video of Buffalo,
yes.
Which is probably one of the 95% or whatever.
No, that was 100. That was total obscurity.
Well, 100 it would be pitch black then, wouldn't it?
Well, no, because you've still got the aurora or whatever they call it around it, but there is a significant amount of darkness.
And it wasn't all that dark there?
What I found in retrospect is unless you are at 100%, people say it's not going to be noticeable. But this only comes up at 4 o'clock.
You notice it if you notice that, and playing outside, having sunglasses on, taking them off. We all noticed a diminishment of a different type of light. If you didn't give a rat's ass,
I'll give you that.
If you didn't give a rat's ass and you were looking at it, you would say nothing, But I still think that the phenomenon itself is kind of cool that we're aware of this and we know what happens. It's not bad.
I wasn't as mad when I got on social media and saw the pictures of people looking at the eclipse.
With their naked eyes?
No.
We'll have something in the round table about that is
just
pretty funny.
People with their cardboard 3D looking glasses on, looking up at the sky and then taking a selfie. And it's like, hey, there you are looking at the sky. How fantastic.
We all need something to make life better. Life is tough, as we've learned in the last week or so.
True.
Life can throw you curveballs occasionally. We all need our little diversion. You have your diversions.
You're right. You're right.
You head out and do different things that, and if this is what floats people's boat, I agree with you 100% on the hype machine. And there's nothing that bothers me more than when the magic box, the people on TV, overhype something and they're inaccurate about it. But as far as the people that are into it, just get to your location sooner. Don't drive the day of the eclipse. Okay,
I liked watching videos of people at the mall holding their glasses over the lens of their camera and blindly shooting it into the sky.
Yeah. Hoping to, and that has been that from 7 years ago, I remember people could be successful with that.
Yeah.
What was I doing? I know
Mike,
I was
this is what
up.
most pictures look like on the internet of the eclipse. That's it. That's it.
Well, congratulations on
to the moon. Congratulations to the moon.
Eclipse. I wanted to mention before we go to break that my son and my wife, I was informed of this not 1 hour ago, that on Sunday, and by the way, this means free day for daddy.
That's good.
On Sunday.
That'll be Masters Sunday.
Masters Sunday. Oh, that's right. Oh, fantastic. My son and wife are doing something weird. It is called the Kids Tough Mudder. I don't know much about this, but it's something that my wife is going to do with my son.
Is she the mudder?
This is apparently an obstacle course that they're going to be on, and let me look it up. Let me see if there's any real information on it here.
Do you remember the old Battle of the Network Stars when they had to run the obstacle course? I loved that, to see Gabe Kaplan swinging on a rope over a pool of water. That was great. And then you had to climb a wall. I think there was a pole vault. But the fact that it's called Mudder makes me think, is there mud involved? Because it's
there
not
is.
Mother.
I think you got to prepare for getting dirty. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on a second.
Well, thank God they're not doing it during the eclipse.
Eclipse is over, Rob. Not for another Find a Tough Mudder event. There it is, Tough Mudder.
And speaking of the eclipse being over, I liked when it was done. Anything that affected the region was done. And Doug Kammerer down on the raceway somewhere in maybe Indianapolis, I don't know. He says, keep in mind, we've still got 8 more minutes, and it's done. Doug, shut up. We're done. And I don't buy the fact that the fish were jumping.
God, pop up. I'm not going to subscribe to your next addiction, as you like to put it, you bastards.
What website are you on?
Tough Mudder creates hardcore obstacle courses designed to test your all-around strength, stamina, and mental grit. And this is the kids' version of it, with the most innovative courses. And there's a picture of like a lady crying. There really is, like under a net. That doesn't look good.
Who's a net? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. It's like a military obstacle course. You know when they're slogging through the mud?
100%, yeah.
The most innovative courses and millions of participants worldwide to date.
Yes.
It is the premier challenge in the world. This isn't just an event. It's a calling. You're looking live at the mud obstacle course.
Mike,
and do you have
test
what it
your
takes?
grit. You got to test your grit. Is there a swinging rope?
It seems to be very water and mud related, and we'll see what happens. And boy, do they want me to subscribe to their updates. They got them in Atlanta, Missouri, Philly, Michigan.
Oh,
this is a national deal. This is a national deal here. Willie.
I have no doubt that it's a fine thing, but stay away from any mud in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
there's
always mud in Philadelphia.
I'd watch that show.
So anyway, that's what they're doing. They're going to do it this weekend. And
do they have to pay? Is it for charity? What do you know? Does it open up into a larger room?
I have no idea. I don't
All right.
know
Well, good for them and good luck.
Don't ask me questions I can't answer. I'm not capable.
Do you have a hose outside your home?
I do.
You'll
indeed.
probably need that to get them ungritted.
By the way, I've got a great hose too. I've got the kind that that is when you get the water out of it, actually turns into a flat type of situation. It's not one of those cumbersome hoses. And my hose, I'm here to tell you, if you think that's a racket, don't laugh. Don't laugh at me.
No,
Do
I'm
not
not.
laugh at me.
I'm
I
just
bought
laughing
this
at the
product, and
thought of
they
your
have them
hose.
in the home improvement stores too. I bought this product, and it has worked. I have
Improve
100
your
feet.
home.
I have 100 feet of this black hose that. How am I describing it? It sucks up into like a nylon little flat thing, and it's easy to store, and it's easier to stretch out, and it doesn't get kinks in it like those green crap hoses we've all used all our lifetime.
The problem with the green crap hoses is you always lose the washer out of it, and it leaks.
And in Florida, with the water in Florida, unfortunately, it also fuses to the faucet a lot, which is a pain in the ass. That's a
I
whole
have the
nother
expanding hose that's like about 8 feet and wrinkly, but when you water goes in it, like it becomes magnificently erect.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to get phallic on this particular.
It's not.
So, do you have it's a collapsible hose?
Yes, and
you have the collapsible.
It's fantastic.
Now, with
and
your
also
domicile, would you have a little 4-foot hose for your house?
Yes, Mike, to carry up Spiewak Acres. A 4-foot hose, and that's when it's extended.
What do you use your hose for, Rob?
Washing a car.
Okay.
So you watering have to have the grass.
You have to have a reason. Do you have a spigot in the front of the house and a spigot in the back of the house?
The spigot in the back of the house is not functioning right now, but the spigot in the front of the house is what we use. Yeah, you wash your dog up there, wash your car, water your lawn, spray it at neighbors, things like that.
Sure. Anyway, try it. And Rob's
try
got one,
it. You'll
I've
like
got one.
it.
They're great.
They are.
And they like a few years ago, they were just as seen on TV. And, that's a 70-30 proposition, right? 30% in the negative. I mean, 70% in the negative, 30%
Mike,
in the
I've
positive.
always felt that if anything was seen on TV that was worthwhile, I could come to you. And you'd know. And I can name a few great items.
What Mr. Spiewak is referring to is, and you might know that we've been together 32 years, he is referring to the fact that There was a period of time, not so much now, but in my past, when I would be just sucked up.
So excited.
By infomercials that were the rage back in the 90s.
I can name 3 offhand that really had you excited.
Let me set it up before you do that, because I have to say I'm not proud of this time in my life. I realize that I'm a mark, and I was a big mark back then. I would part with my money very quickly when people would sell things on TV. And very few of them, if any, ever worked to the level that they would tell you on the advertisement. So you remember them. I don't necessarily remember
Number
them.
one is I give you a half pass on it because we were all sort of into the Food Saver. Food Saver dry clothes.
And I remember the guy that hawked him, Dave Dornbush.
No, Mike, that comes later. The Food Saver was not Dave Dornbush.
Who was it?
It was just Food Saver. Dave Dornbush comes in at number 2 with the air frying oven.
That's the what the hell was it called? But was that not ahead of its time, though?
It was. It was
an air fryer.
It was an air fryer, but you grew impatient with it.
It was cumbersome, and it was not. I don't think it was well made.
But the best one you got sucked into, and it was, I believe, about the time America was sort of going towards high-def television. You came in with a device that you would plug your TV into and then plug the device into the wall, and it turned your entire home into an antenna.
And it was crap.
And Mike, not only was it crap.
Didn't I smash it?
With a hammer. Not only was it crap, it was flawed science that dated back to the 1950s.
And, this
turns your entire house into an antenna.
And this is prior to this. How long ago it is? It's prior to where we all were cable people. That's how far away this was from, and it sucked.
You were so excited. You came in. You said, think of all the copper and wires in my home.
I know the Dornbush oven. The Jetstream oven.
Jetstream oven, yes.
And if you go back and look, you will find Dave Dornbush also hawked the Food Saver.
Did he really?
Yes.
Okay,
which was a food dehydrator that
it was like a tube of plastic, and you'd put the food in.
And it would shrink wrap things.
Shrink wrap and seal it. And the best thing that we loved.
It's what I put my body parts in.
When people would go out like on a canoe and they'd get out and they'd pull out their Food Saver, they say, Food Saver, dry clothes. Yeah.
Look at that. Dry clothes. We're very excited. All right. I'm a rube. Thank you. That's it. We have to take a break.
Turns your entire house into an elevator.
An
antenna.
Or an elevator, whatever you want.
Or an Eclipse.
We've got a good round table today. A little Eclipse news on that as well. And a little later on in the program, I found an article about whether we're really divided or not, and I found it will fascinate.
Oh, I love it.
So got a full show for you. You're listening to The Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be right back. Did you know Americans pay about twice as much for their wine as the rest of the world?
That's crazy.
I hear about this all the time, that we overpay for stuff. It starts with prescription drugs, and it's also worked its way into wine. Why do they do this? Because laws dating back to Prohibition ensure the right of wholesalers to make big margins. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It is.
So listen up. This podcast is sponsored by a company called Naked Wines. I love them. They are a subscription service that seamlessly connects you to the finest independent winemakers on the planet, so you get a box of the market's best quality wines for a fraction of the price you'd normally pay in stores. Plus, you can pause or cancel at any time, so just because you've got a summer trip coming up doesn't mean you can't enjoy Naked Wines before and after. That much-needed vacation.
Do you need a sip right now?
I do. Use a whole bottle. Go to nakedwines.com/TMOS and click Enter Voucher in the top right when you get to the website. Then enter TMOS for both the code and password to get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. That's $100 off and less than $7 per bottle. nakedwines.com/TMOS and use the code and password TMOS to grab 6 bottles for $39.99. nakedwines.com/TMOS, code and password, TMOS. $100 off your first 6 bottles. Cheers, everybody.
Hey,
Enjoy
look,
yourselves.
The Kraken is wearing his glasses.
That's wonderful. He
And
loves
I just
the
got
Eclipse.
just got a message from the great and powerful Oz.
Yes.
Everything sounds great.
Thank you,
So
Oz.
thank you, Oz.
Yes. All right. Keep sleuthing, Dirk. Anyway, we start today with Britney Spears. Britney Spears is in no hurry to restart her music career, according to
Obviously,
sources.
yeah.
But at some point, she is going to want to start making money again. I don't know. I'm not inside of Britney Spears' head. I don't know what's going
Mike,
on.
here's what I know. Gooey fraps are not free.
Well, she likes her stuff. She likes
Yeah.
her little frappy drinks, and she seems to be really good at getting naked on the internet. So
Yeah.
why not get paid for it? A so-called OnlyFans manager. Her name is Celeste Franklin. She believes that Britney could bank. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
$100 million a year on the platform.
This is where you lose me. This is someone that's not associated with Britney saying what she might make if she did something she's not going to do.
Says she believes $100 million, that's what Britney could get by going on OnlyFans or selling Eclipse classes, but that's too late now. So she can't do it. She thinks Britney could make $13 million to $18 million in her first month, then level off to about $6 million to $9 million per month. But will it happen? I think this is manufactured by somebody at OnlyFans. Right?
Of course
to get,
it is.
publicity
Yeah,
for
because
OnlyFans.
Britney has nothing to do with it. And is it true what I've heard that the Eclipse glasses also are X-ray glasses?
Yeah, they can. You can see, and so who needs OnlyFans when you can look at a regular picture of Britney and see right through?
Unless she's wearing her lead underwear. I learned that on Superman.
Yeah, she is. Not made any comment about it because it's not a real story. So I thought.
Yeah,
I'd
I
share
agree.
that with
I
everybody. CBS is saying goodbye to 3 shows. Were you going to do CBS?
No, I was just hissing. Can I guess the 3 shows?
Yeah. There's one that I absolutely don't know, and then 2 that I do know.
Okay, one is definitely 60 Minutes. The other is the
Shut
news. And CBS Sunday Morning.
Don't listen to this man.
They're going. You gotta watch them now. I've been taping them for months.
Do you know the show? You watch many more sitcoms than I do. Do
I
you
do.
know Bob Hart's Abishola?
I've never watched it, but I know it because I like the lead in it. It's
5 seasons. It's had 5 seasons. It's done May 6th.
that heavy guy that played Colonel Tom Parker in the Elvis miniseries, and also he was in God, I can't think of the name of his other sitcom. He's very funny. We've had him on the show.
Let's see. Bob Hart's Abishola will end Monday, May 6th, followed that night by the season finales of NCIS and NCIS Hawaii, which really, to me, I am really surprised at the legs that the NCIS franchise has. I mean, it's a good format. I used to watch it all the time.
It's credit to the senior citizens. They love a procedural with pretty pictures.
On Thursday, procedural. I love it when you use TV terms.
That's what it is.
We need another procedural to watch. Thursday, May 16th, the Big Bang Theory prequel series, Young Sheldon.
Thank
God. It'll air its series finale. It'll include cameos from Jim Parsons. Oh, that's exciting. I'm excited about that.
You know what?
I'm
If I watch that, I'll be wearing my Eclipse glasses.
Guess who will also be on the show? Young Sheldon with a cameo. Mayim Bialik.
God, it's like they can read my mind. How all the things I love.
Jim Parsons and Mayim Bialik will play adult Sheldon and Amy. That's how
Well, you know, well, that's I think their characters from Big Bang. But the problem with Young Sheldon now is Young Sheldon looks like he's 22. Mm-hmm. He's not young anymore. And by the way, the name I was trying to think of, Billy Gardell is the guy who is in Bob Hart's Abishola.
Don't care.
All right.
The next night on Friday, the 17th of May, SWAT will end after 7 seasons. We've had 7 seasons of SWAT. It'll be followed by the season finales of Fire Country and Blue Bloods. I don't watch network TV anymore.
I don't either. I know that SWAT is based on a show from the 70s that did not run 7 seasons.
Right.
So I wish them congratulations on that.
Here's a trivia. Here's an old
okay.
TV trivia question. You love these. Name the star of the original SWAT. And I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
He also starred in a movie that we poke fun at all the time that was not meant to be a comedy, but we consider it a comedy.
Okay, so the movie is Mommy Dearest.
Yes.
So is it Steve Forrest?
That is fantastic. I give you credit
Of
for
One
that
Mind,
one. That is
yeah.
too. I could be totally wrong, though. I might have just made it up.
I don't know.
Sure.
But you know, SWAT, one of the all-time greatest TV themes.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
a good one. I like
if
that
you can
one.
find that, I'd love to hear it.
Okay, very good.
Moving right along, this is an interesting story. It's bittersweet, it's sad, and it's interesting, and it's cool all at the same time, in my opinion. When Eddie Van Halen died, he was surrounded by his ex-wife, Valerie Bertinelli, their son, Wolfgang. I remember when he was referred to as Wolfie. Yep. Eddie's brother, Alex, and Alex's 2 sons. And also, they had pizza, which they ordered after he passed. Valerie says, quote, I forget who suggested it, but we were like, should we have pizza? Because he couldn't eat. And the last thing Ed really wanted was pizza. This is just how people deal with their grief.
I love that.
Cool.
I love that.
He loved pizza and burritos, so we had pizza in his hospital room. I hope people don't think that's morbid, and people like you and I who have experienced loss in this world, we really, truly understand the way that works.
You know what the weird thing, and it is, I know they say God works in mysterious ways, and things tend to happen when people pass. The pizza they ordered was delivered by Michael Anthony.
Now, if you wanted to make that funny, you should have gone with David Lee Roth.
I think the obscurity gives it a little bit, and people might. But Mike, here's the theme to SWAT.
Okay.
Rhythm Heritage.
People might not have heard this. And this is also what the Grease Man radio personality
the
said
lawman.
When he did the carry a gun, a lawman, strap on a gun. And I become but this is really one of the great.
Oh,
with the saxophone. Very 70s. Right?
I used to play this on Robb Radio all the time.
The bad guys are coming and barricading themselves in a warehouse.
SWAT!
You can eat. Anyway, that's
SWAT.
enough of that.
All right.
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Are you spoiling your child without realizing it? Now, the only person in this dynamic that has a real kid living in the house, me. And I did not pre-read this because I wanted to make sure we would have a discussion about it.
You're like Larry.
I'm curious. I don't do any preparation. I never read any books. I just I'm curious.
Thank
so
you,
when
Larry.
a guest sits down in my chair,
Yeah.
I read every book. What is it? I don't pay
No,
attention.
I don't read the book.
Don't read the book.
I just want to be curious.
Just deciding how dead I really am. Moving right along. It's been a long time since I've done Larry on the show. Great to be with you. By the way, when you do a Larry King, you should probably go for the reverb. You know.
Oh yeah, well he's dead now. Yeah.
I'm up here.
Hey Larry.
Yeah. Hold
Did
on.
you hear that they canceled?
Up in heaven.
Hey Larry, did you
Hi,
hear
it's
that
Larry King.
they canceled Bob Hart's Abishola?
Oh, it's my favorite show. Watch it all the time. What about the Big Bang Theory? Did they do the Big Bang
That's gone.
Theory?
Sheldon is gone, and they're canceling 60 Minutes.
60 Minutes? That's an iconic television show, right?
Hey, when you're in heaven, can you see the
I've now
eclipse?
appointed myself the god of the show.
Oh, well, you can have it. How is the eclipse in heaven?
Eclipse, go!
Larry
hi,
had
Rob.
really big. Larry, did you have really big eclipse glasses?
I had giant eclipse glasses, custom made, prescriptions. I've been dealing with a bursitis even up in heaven in my shoulder.
Even in heaven, you have that?
Yeah, I got my maladies. It's great. By the way, I understood there's a change in the show that you and Mike are going to be continuing. Just want to wish you buena suerte.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So the eclipse was great view from up here.
It was good up there? Yeah.
Yeah, we like looking at it up here so we can see it down there.
Who did you, this will be fun. Who did you watch it with?
I watched it with Abe Vigoda. Norman Lear just got here. Really good guy. Norman Lear. Duke Siebert. Yeah. We were up here having a fantastic time. We had pastrami sandwiches and matzo ball soup, and we had a great time watching the eclipse.
I think that maybe you could have watched it with Tommy Lasorda.
How's that?
Well, I said you could have watched it with Tommy Lasorda.
Nope. Tommy's watching his baseball. Didn't have time to do the Eclipse thing up here in heaven, but I just want to say, if you ever have to pray for anything, I'm up here looking for you. All right?
I hear you working your mouth. Do you have something in your mouth?
Dry mouth. Had that towards the end of my life. Took it with me to heaven.
I'm surprised they can't fix that up there.
Glad to be up here. I hope you're doing well down there. I miss I miss the mysticism.
Thank
Goodbye,
you, Larry.
Rob.
We'll talk. We will talk. This is Larry King. in
Larry
heaven.
King, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along. Spoiled children. Let me mute that.
Yeah, like Chance and Canon Edward.
Are you spoiling your child without even realizing it? Someone asked parenting experts to name the top signs a kid is spoiled, and they came up with 7.
Okay.
One or two might not be a big deal, but they fit the bill for most of these. You may have spoiled your kid if you got a couple of these on the list.
All right.
When you tell them no and they throw a tantrum. A lot of little kids do it, but
Sure.
Is it every time? And does it seem like they always expect to get what they want? I think if you've got a tantrum every time you tell your kid to do something, you do have a problem with
I
spoiling
would agree.
your child.
Yeah, I think so.
Number 2, they're never satisfied with what they have. It might even come across as greedy. Instead of enjoying the toys and other stuff they have, this seems to be directed at little kids. They're more focused on the next thing they want. Isn't that every kid?
It is.
Right?
It is, but I think if what you got here, if you've got 7 factors, you want to make sure you don't hit all 7.
Well, I would say on both of these, I've had Christmas mornings where it doesn't last a long time. And
Right.
every parent I think I know would have, where the hot new gift moves on. And I think I've had my kid get really upset when we told him that he can't have something or do something. So I'm sort of on both lists. Number 3, they think the world revolves around them. This is a dumb list. Every child in the world thinks
would
the
be
world
really hard,
revolves
yeah.
around them.
I can think back to when I was a kid, Mike, and it was Christmas, and I'd get my orange, and I thought the world revolved around me.
Yeah. And people didn't realize that you saved the peels.
I did, and the walnut shells.
It was wonderful.
I was.
Number 4, they demand things now. They can't wait. Every one of these applies to a lot of kids.
This is like they read the script to the original Willy Wonka. These are all the kids on Willy Wonka.
My kid playing a lot of sports now.
Yeah.
The next one, number 5, is they're sore losers. I don't put my kid in that category.
No,
I've
that's a
prepped
good
him
one.
for the fact that you have to have some of these. He's certainly been through good teams and bad teams. No one likes to lose, especially kids. Spoiled kids might have a harder time with it. By the way, there was a football player. He was the quarterback on the other Pop Warner team,
Right.
who was an absolute a-hole to everybody. He
At
yelled
that
at the
age?
coaches. Yes. Probably
Oh,
the
no.
12 side of the 12 and under.
Well, it's still
And
12.
he was giving crap to our coaches. He was giving crap to his players. He was giving crap to our players. And at one point, they took him out of the game, and he had to have a talking to by the coach. He was a complete
When I was 12,
maniac.
I was scared of adults. I couldn't yell at adults when I was
Not this
12.
kid. I'm not sure what the deal.
That's
But he
bad
was also a
parenting.
good player. He's one of their better players. But
Doesn't make a
difficult.
difference. Can't do it.
Number 6, they're manipulative and don't give up until they get their way. That's not my kid. He doesn't.
No, neither
they're
was
all
mine.
manipulative at some point, but
They try to be.
my
You can
son will
outwit
give
them.
up. You just got to stay the course with all this.
Yeah.
And number 7, you have to bribe them to do stuff. I think I have to hit this. Sorry, I've done that.
What's a
Have
good
you
bribe?
Ever, bribe will be I'll let you stay up half an hour later to play Fortnite if you clean and put everything in the dishwasher and clean the entire kitchen.
I don't know that we ever bribed like that. I know that we said this doesn't really count as a bribe.
I bribed with everything, Rob. I am guilty as charged. I have bribed with tasks. I have
Yes.
bribed with money. I have bribed with going places. I have
Yeah.
bribed with bribery is, as you know, you've worked with me a long time.
Yes.
I bribe. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible
fine.
habit that
It's
I have.
fine. I don't think we did that a lot. But I think I spoiled my kids more than they asked for. A lot of times, like I would get them stuff or let them do stuff, especially with Robert when he was going through his cancer stuff. I was bending over backwards to give him a good time all the time.
Well, I
because
think
he was
we're
miserable.
both softies, and we love our kids, and that's the way to do it. And that's why Michael's 10, and that's why I let him drive to school today, which was
Mike,
not a big deal.
Be clear, you gave him $10 to drive to school.
Yes, I did. And a bag of candy. Moving along, did you see the solar eclipse? We talked about it a lot.
Boo!
Google searches for My Eyes Hurt skyrocketed.
Idiots!
Right after the eclipse ended. They peaked around 3:20.
If anyone wants to attack, now is the time to do it. Because after 3 weeks of saying don't look at the sun, people are looking at the sun.
Well,
which
if your symptoms
anyway.
have carried into today, the Weather Channel posted a list of the symptoms to look out for: headaches, blurred vision, a blind spot in one or both eyes.
God.
The good news is it usually resolves on its own. Usually. If you only peaked for a few seconds.
You're looking at the sun. Don't do it.
See an eye doctor if you still have problems. Yeah. People have also been claiming to have eclipse sickness.
Right.
Jesus, what's wrong with people? Even though no evidence is that that's a thing, reported symptoms range from insomnia, fatigue, and no appetite to one woman who claimed it knocked her off her menstrual cycle. Hello.
I'd love to know her age, just for fun.
In less funny eclipse news for all of us Floridians, a woman in Florida shot at cars on the highway and blamed it on the eclipse. There you go. Isn't that exciting?
You know what? This is the worst. People are the worst.
It's the world. Finally today, guys who like to brag, I have to really dance around this story.
All right, dance.
Guys who like to brag about their bedroom skills may want to look away now because science has just proven men are not as high achieving between the sheets as they'd like women to believe. A new study conducted by psychologists at Rutgers University has found that women with female sexual partners are more likely to have consistent with women than with male partners. So, the big O with women more than men.
Yeah.
Previous research has consistently shown that men are more likely to achieve during activity compared with women. Well, that's the whole thing for men. So I get that. That makes sense. Now the new data...
Likely, Mike. They're more likely.
Yes, be careful. Now the new data published in Social, Psychological, and Personality Science. Do you still subscribe to that?
Yes, I do. I take it in the hard form, the paper form that I get it in the mail.
Suggests from that the gap between men and women in that area of nirvana may also be affected by the gender of their partners.
Okay.
So this is so if you have a female partner and you are a female, you will be more successful in that. It determined that women are more likely to expect a specific type of stimulation. As I told you, I had to dance around this.
Yes, lovely dance.
Let's just say it's literal.
I'm with you.
Stimulation.
Yeah.
Which leads to female moments when having sex with a woman more so than with a man. Here's the quote from some scientist. We've been telling them this for ages. Maybe now with a male scientist telling us the same thing and showing proof of it, they'll listen.
Yes.
That's from somebody on Facebook. But,
yeah.
I think we all know it's true. The question is, do you care? I don't know. But that's it. Moving right along. We've got a large show coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
I've always performed better when my mate is a female.
I want to get into the dividedness of the country.
Sure.
But before we do that, we're going to talk to Robb Spiewak about it's hot urine in the news when we come back, ladies and gentlemen. This spring, get out there, enjoy the weather, and recapture the magic of riding a bike with an electric e-bike. With an amazing variety of models built for riders of all abilities, it's never been easier to fall in love with riding again. Plus, every electric e-bike ships free and only requires quick toolless assembly. Electric e-bikes. They have e-bikes that start at just $799. With the XP Lite, you can save on gas, parking, and maintenance, and financing starts as low as $49 per month. Plus, data shows that e-bike riders take their bike out more often, meaning more exercise, exploration, and fresh air.
Love fresh Eclipse air.
Go full throttle into spring with electric e-bikes, the #1 selling e-bikes in the nation. Get your adventure started at electricebikes.com, and please mention that the Mike O'Mara Show sent you in the post-checkout survey. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com. You have been telling me for the better part of 2 weeks that you wanted to get your, what you refer to as hot urine news.
And I wanted to clarify, Mike,
today.
the news is hot, not the urine.
Okay, it's
Just so you know.
It's news about.
It's hot news
urine.
about urine of any temperature.
Does it include drinkability?
No, it doesn't, Mike. What it does talk about, though, and I'm curious if you look, do you gauge the color of your pee?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I do too. Yeah, and so they say, what color is healthy urine? This segment will help you determine how you're doing via your urine. Now, according to experts, and this is a quote, it says, ideally, urine should be clear enough to read a book or text through.
Excuse me, Rob.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, it's Lay King.
Yes, from heaven.
Mine was the color of red hot wing sauce.
Oh, did it
Whoa.
sting? Did it sting?
Go back to your urine story.
Okay, so if it is not that clear, and by the way, I don't know how you would really test it without gathering it if you could read through it, but here are some color signs to warn for.
I have always, just
when
before you
pee.
go on with this, I have always believed that the clear is the sign that you
The
are
clear.
Damn it. Don't do that to me.
My doctor told me a long time ago.
Yeah.
Always go for the clear. Never achieved it. Perhaps I wasn't hydrated enough.
You need to drink water, Larry.
No, coffee exclusively. Black coffee, and occasionally, if I'm treating myself, I like a nice Dr. Pepper.
Thank you, Larry. Okay. So, Mike, have you ever experienced red or pink urine?
No. I remember we had a story from Oprah Winfrey that was talking about experiencing that, and then it turned out to be beets.
Beets or berries can cause this.
You probably speak to this more than anybody else as far with your issues.
I've had some. This is really bad. I have had some blood, and it's upsetting.
Why can't you just say, instead of saying the blood, instead of bringing the bodily fluid into it?
Well, I mean, I want you to know I'm not eating beets.
I've had red. And,
I've had red.
That shows, all right, so you, during your health issues, did you have that?
But it was very, very isolated and brief. But it is upsetting when you see it.
I would imagine it's one of the most upsetting things you could ever see.
If you happen to see it, you should see a doctor. If it continues and
Tell
you're
me
not
something
eating
I don't
berries or
know.
beets. Okay.
All right. Yeah, that would be understandable.
This is a really good description, Mike. Have you ever had dark brown or tea-colored urine?
100%.
Yeah.
And usually I've had that when not only have I failed to hydrate the day before, but perhaps I've gone out for the evening, and the next morning, look, when you're drinking stuff, if you're drinking alcohol or you're taking medications, your liver's working overtime and your kidneys are working and all that crap.
I had a medication once to increase pressure of the urine, and
what medication was that?
I don't remember.
Like
the
your
medication.
stream?
Yeah, and I'm off it now. I don't take it anymore. I'm fine, but it was an isolated issue. But Mike, it's not a color that's mentioned on here. It literally looked like sun-kissed soda, and the doctor warned me.
So nasty.
He said, "You're gonna see it." Okay, but the thing about tea-colored urine, it's better with a twist of lemon.
But that means I have always been told that it's better than what? It's better with lemon.
Yeah, because it's tea-colored. But
that
is dehydration usually.
That's dehydration, absolutely.
But it can also be a sign of a failing liver.
Mm-hmm.
So drink up your water, and even with lots of water, if you're still getting tea-colored pee, go see a doctor.
Do you specifically concern yourself and worry about that since you've had your issues?
I hydrate like crazy.
Okay.
I drink
Are you
water all
clear
day.
pretty much?
Yeah. Maybe a trace of yellow.
I wouldn't know because I didn't look this morning. So
Okay.
I really wouldn't know what the
And I also pee through a sieve.
Just to see if there's any gold.
No, because it makes it more fun. It's just-
All right, what else?
Blue or green?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Green?
Green or blue, yeah.
That's hospital time, right?
Well, that normally has to do with dyes in foods.
Really?
So
Okay,
if it
I get it.
continues, it's not such a big deal.
All right.
Vibrant yellow, like glowing yellow.
I don't think I've ever had that either.
That can infuse your urine. Vitamin B, all the vitamin Bs, 12, and all the vitamin B vitamins. That
Okay,
can make
I
your,
get that, and you know what? Now I take that back because I've probably seen that kind of coloration when I have been involved in some medication or vitamin or something like that.
And finally, cloudy urine can indicate weakness in your kidneys. See a doctor. Also, cloudy urine can ruin an eclipse.
And Cloudy Urine was my old disc jockey name. I was a weekender at the time on the local campus radio station. Hey, it's the Cloudy Urine Show.
You're on Yellow 128.
Yellow 128, Cloudy Urine with you. Larry King coming up at midnight for his talk show in the middle of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
He's curious.
Yes, I'm curious. We'll take a break, come back with more. You're listening to The Michael Mara Show. Discovering quality kids' clothes just got easier because Caden Lane has cracked the code. Founded in 2005 by a single mom with a passion for creating better and cuter clothing, accessories, and keepsakes. Caden Lane is on a mission to make moms' lives easier. Caden Lane is more than just hype. They have over 70,000 five-star reviews and millions of satisfied customers. Experience softness like never before and add personalization that makes Caden Lane the ultimate gift. Already thinking about summer? Caden Lane's new swim collection is here for all those little ones that you want to cover up when they're out in that nasty sun. Worry-free fun in the sun. Keep your little one's sensitive skin safe with their UPF 50+ sun protection swimwear. And that you got to do. Remember that.
Important.
The Color Me pajamas allow kids to color their own PJs. This is the brand you've been waiting for. Caden Lane is your one-stop shop for all your newborn, infant, and toddler apparel. Head to cadenlane.com/TMOS and use code TMOS for 20% off your order. Once again, that's CADENLANE.com/TMOS for 20% off. And make sure you use the promo code TMOS so they know that we sent you,
Important.
ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. All right, I had mentioned that I was going to talk about this, and the question
Division,
is,
you said, yeah.
are we divided? And the article to me was pretty much saying we are not. We are not divided. And
Really?
there is a lot of hype out there that indicates that we are, but we are not divided. And I think that is interesting.
It's an easy story for the media to focus on division because agreement is not sexy. But they're saying that that's almost manufactured, the division?
Well,
because you
it comes
hear
from
all the time.
Axios. You know Axios.
Of course.
The title of the article, Behind the Curtain, Americans' Reality Distortion Machine. And it says the big picture, deep divisions exist on some topics, but on almost, and I believe this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's why I think we run around with people that disagree with us politically, because at the end of the day, if you're not on those particular subjects, everybody wants the same thing, likes the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I get. On almost every topic of monthly outrage, it's a fringe view. And I get that. For example, amplified by the loudest voices on social media and politicians driving it. Now, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Change with the show. Oscar no longer associated with the show.
What?
There are people that are on the fringe of even our listening group,
Yeah.
and the haters and the lovers, and they are the people. They're the people that would be screaming the loudest because they're on the outside of it. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the general consensus among the majority of people is they simply wanted a show to continue.
Exactly.
Because it's a part of their lives. That's what I
And
got from almost from the vast majority of people. I got the other people, both good and bad, that were, pointedly saying something about him or me, but they're on the periphery. Would that be valid to you?
I think it's quite valid. I very seldom go back to my college education because it was from VCU, but I had a history and poli-sci teacher named Dr. Wickstrom, and he said something that always resounded or just rang true to me. He had 2 pens, and he said, here are the people that really want one thing. Here are the people that really want something that's different. And then he put them and he overlapped them like this. So he says, guess what? The vast majority of people can agree on something in the middle. This is what it is. You're going to hear from these people on this one side. You're going to hear from the people on the other side, and they're going to be the loudest, but it's not going to change the majority's opinion of what's going on.
And I found this article comforting, Rob. I did.
I think you
So
should.
Let me get through this quickly. We don't have a lot of time here. The big picture includes most Christians are not white Christian nationalists who see Donald Trump as a godlike figure. Most are ignoring politics and wrestling with their faith. I believe that too.
That's
the church-going
so
masses
valid.
in America.
Yes, so valid.
Most college professors aren't trying to silence conservatives or turn kids into liberal activists. Most are teaching math or physics or biology. Now, another one. Most kids don't hate Israel and run around chanting from the river to the sea. On most campuses, most of the time, students are doing what students have always done, studying and drinking.
Drinking and studying, exactly.
that-
Yeah.
I
But no,
added
but
that
you're
myself.
right. You're right.
You know, they're worried about all the studies they have to do and having a good time.
I talk to
No,
my son all the time. It's not on his mind.
most Republicans don't want to ban all abortions starting at conception, and most Democrats don't want to allow them until birth. That's the middle. That's the middle. Then we agree. Most people agree. No immigrants who are here illegally, they are not rushing to vote and commit crimes. They're not. That's a fringe view. Actual data show both rarely happen, even with the crisis at the border, which everybody acknowledges is true also.
Sure.
This is the great middle, and it made me feel good. Most people aren't fighting on X. It turns out the vast majority of Americans never tweet at all.
Yeah.
I believe that. And no, most people aren't cheering insults on Fox News and MSNBC in the evening. It turns out less than 2% of Americans are even watching the extreme networks.
And they're loud. Those people that watch are loud. And I think what you say is reassuring and also a reminder to listen to your inside person. Listen to what means a lot to you. Because just because they're yelling doesn't make them right.
Says current politics, particularly the House, seem hopelessly dysfunctional, but this flows in part from majorities so narrow that fringe figures can hijack institutions, particularly in the House of Representatives. You can see that happen. The actual dysfunction runs much deeper for structural reasons, such as redistricting, low voter turnout in off-year elections, and geographic sorting, Democrats in cities, Republicans in rural areas. What has changed is political activism, invading everything from football to beer to Target. Here, too, most normal people just drink, watch football, and shop without giving a damn about the politics of it all. The fringe nonsense plays out in the social media bubble before oozing into our lives. And
Amen. I think that's right.
I believe that. And, that's where we are. To be continued, but we have to take a break.
Well, everyone does agree on one thing, Mike.
Yes.
Is that they hate young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon is canceled, Rob. So
good. Along with 60
congratulations on
Minutes.
that one. We got a flip side coming up, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
do.
And that what I'm telling you is we're more alike than we are divided.
And
all right?
it doesn't take a brilliant person to wrap your head around it. It's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me, though, personally, I'm a total extremist. Thank you very much. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey, are you ready to shed 26% of your weight? Let's go. Dermglowskin.com is the ultimate destination for considering your weight. I want to talk about my weight. I have been enjoying what I believe is a slow weight loss with the medications that are sold at dermglowskin.com. Take a quick quiz on the website. Discover if you qualify. Experienced doctors will prescribe the right medication, and your weight loss solution will be delivered directly to your doorstep. Tired of waiting due to low stocks? DermGlow ensures that you're connected with well-supplied doctors, eliminating any delays. People have rave reviews. They're saying they love it, and they give 5 stars to it. It's great. It's like finding the cure to the common cold, one person says. One lady, 45 pounds down, feeling healthy, feels like herself again. She's still got a few pounds to go, but she's on her way, and she's able to do it. The future awaits you. Visit DermGlowSkin.com, click the weight loss button, and kick off the best journey of your life, because with DermGlow, you can do it.
Hello. Upside down.
The flip side.
I wonder what Carrie would think if she came down here and saw me in the studio and the only thing that's on the floor is about a half dozen golf clubs.
Yeah, she'd say, oh, you're starting a new hobby. You know, change is good.
No, she would say, you throwing them away or selling them?
Yeah, the only thing I found is you get $199 for them, so good luck with that.
Well, you know what? I'll take it. Yes, the flip side. Mike, yesterday was the eclipse. We've already discussed this.
What?
Now, you remember when we were kids, there was a David Hartman on Good Morning America, right?
Great guy. I like David Hartman.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He was an actor that turned newsreader.
In fact, David Hartman was on TV when Mary Hartman was a TV show.
You're right.
Thank
You're
you.
absolutely right.
Thank you.
But this is a David Hartman that's a weatherman, and he takes his eclipse very seriously, and he probably thought he was providing good television content right here. But I think this may haunt him for the rest of his life.
Well, we are almost to totality here. The skies have cleared off. I'm going to get emotional. This is just unbelievable. And we're just about to totality here. In the next minute, we're looking for the diamond ring. Wow. Here we go. It's just about to go total. Look for the diamond ring.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
There it is. That's the diamond ring right there. Look at the diamond ring. Spectacular. Oh, look, there's a small cloud and you see a halo. Look at that. The diamond ring is still, you can still see the diamond ring. Unbelievable.
Okay.
And there it is. You're looking at the corona of the sun. That's the sun's atmosphere. Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Larry.
Larry King here.
Yes. Did you hear David Hartman?
Never liked David Hartman. Never a fan. I liked Joey Heatherton.
Well, she is very pretty.
I liked Kippadada. Great
He's a very
comedian.
funny man, wasn't he?
Yeah. How you doing, Rob?
Good. How about Merv?
Merv Griffin,
Yes.
stick in the mud.
Really, not a
Yeah.
fan.
Didn't care for him. Not a super fan.
You know,
Looked
Mike
at,
O'Mara followed Merv once in a mall.
Send me one of those free hats.
I don't know how we'd get it to you, but we'll try. Mike, people at Walmart are noted to be wonderful, involved, and helping workers to the customer, right?
Okay.
Don't you get great customer service at Walmart? I know we've gone to Walmart together.
It's next door. It really is. It's my
Yeah.
convenience store. And because I said to Mrs. O'Mara, we are going to live in only the finest neighborhoods.
Didn't you plug it into Zillow? You said, what's near
I
Walmart?
want to be closest to the parking lot of a Walmart. Our Walmart,
Yes.
in a very, very short period of time,
Yes.
is the crappiest Walmart, and the worst thing they do.
Yeah.
They have 1,000 checkout stands
Yes.
that are populated by 2 people,
Yep.
and it sucks. And
'Cause it's expensive.
the worst.
It's expensive to hire
ridiculous.
people.
Not a fan.
One of my favorite moments with you happened in a Walmart.
What?
Is we were buying some pieces to complete your studio in Florida, and one of the things we bought were weights that were actually designed for camping, but
Yeah.
they were weights that were going to hold your lighting gear.
Oh,
in
yeah,
place.
the big floppy weights.
Yeah, and I'm carrying them up to because they couldn't be any further from the check stand. So
Yeah,
I'm
they're
carrying,
back in the sporting goods, which is
I carry up the
back
weights,
right.
and you said to me, "Are those heavy?" I said, "Mike, they're weights. Yes, they're heavy."
I was saying that because I didn't want to carry them.
I know. But anyway, Brooke works at a Walmart,
Okay.
name and address withheld, but she likes to take her break and nap in her car. I think Brooke is a great example of the Walmart work ethic.
Bruh, I usually take naps at work on my lunch break, and I set an alarm. And today I set an alarm. I guess I turned it off because I woke up like 2 hours later, and my shift is over. It was a good nap, though. I'm going back home to finish that nap.
I think the most telling thing is that she's in the parking lot thought to post a TikTok and a car alarm is going off, but
Yeah.
no one's paying attention to it.
Yeah, well, you could go to the Walmart next door, and I could say there are about 50 Brooks.
All the Brooks now.
Absolutely.
Mike, this might be history in the making. I don't know, but I thought I should play it because I think it's important. The Library of Congress gave the Gershwin Award, that's their music award, to Elton John and Bernie Taupin. And Elton says he's not going to do any more performing. And that's sad because Elton John has been a consistent hit machine since before I was born.
It's sad, but I also agree with it, and I think it's cool that he's doing it because,
Yeah, I do too.
I think that, unfortunately, some of these guys hang in there too long. And by the way, for those people that said that about me, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Isn't that why you don't sing anymore?
That's why I don't. That's why I will not do any more concerts.
But this was kind of neat. A lot of people paid tribute to him, current artists and all that. But the night closed with Bernie Taupin standing by the piano and Elton John singing his first hit, Your Song. And he sounded, you know what? I've given him grief in the past. He sounded okay.
You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind. Gotta put you down the road. How wonderful life is. Well, you're in the world.
If that is the last song he sings in public, I say, well done, sir, because I think that's pretty
man,
cool.
oh man, as a boy, as a kid,
Oh.
all of my musical influences came from my older sister, 7 years older than me, and I would go into her room and see the albums, and I would play. I remember Elton John. I remember Creedence Clearwater Revival. I remember a weird, obscure artist she liked called Donovan. I remember Loggins and Messina before that was the Kenny Loggins thing.
Yeah.
And then, it stayed with me for life. And so when I hear that, it's very nostalgic. I get almost excited as that reporter looking at the Eclipse. But
David
that is
Hartman?
very cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I hope that is the high note he goes out on. If you ever really want to realize what Elton John was, listen to his most recent greatest hits, and the only way I can explain it, it's relentless. There are so many hit records in a
Absolutely.
row. I wish him a happy retirement. And let's
Yeah,
close with
amen.
this.
Very good.
Pete Holmes, you know him. I ruined his show, got him canceled.
The
he's
show
also-
is called Crashing on
Yeah.
HBO.
But he's a wonderful comedian, and he talks about a new energy drink that he found, Mike.
Okay.
And this reminds me of 6 Minute Abs. But here's Pete Holmes on energy drinks.
I don't know if you've seen this. You know how they have 5-hour energy? They got a new one now called 6-Hour Power. Right next to it, just like, screw you, 5-hour energy.
Something about
You
Mary.
need 6 hours, 60 more minutes of alertness. I reached for it, hand trembling, until I saw on the package it said 2.5 times stronger than Red Bull. Who was drinking Red Bull? Like, yeah, pretty strong. But they could kick this up to, nay, 2.5 more times. Because I don't have paranoia and diarrhea immediately. I'm looking for first sip, soil myself. That's the kind of performance I'm looking for in an energy drink.
Oh, Pete, you're funny man. Funny man. Mike, that's all I have for you today.
Thank you, Rob. That's it for today. We will be joining you for another brand new episode tomorrow with the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you so much for all of your support. Thanks for all the kind words. We appreciate it. We know that this is a transition week for us, and we're very, very excited to continue TMOS. For Rob Spiewak and the great and powerful Oz, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Who rang that bell?
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
But we're not going to sit here and listen to you bad-mouth the United States of America. Gentlemen!
I'll recommend your services to anyone I know who has diabetes.